Hello everyone! I have this set of Arteza Fineliners, just a teeny tiny little case of 102 pens. That is a little odd to me. Why 102? Why not just 100? Maybe there are some extra colors like duplicates, we'll see. Anyway, I thought it would be fun to just play around with these today, so let's see if I can create some art using these fineliners only. So apparently we will get 102 fineliner pens with unique colors, 0.4mm lines, triangular barrels, and water-based ink, which means that these fineliners may not be suitable to use with watercolor art because since they are water-based, they will probably dissolve when getting wet. And there will be links to where you can get these in the description box below. I am not sponsored by Arteza, but the links are affiliate, which means that while you're getting yourself some affordable, high-quality art supplies, you will support me at the same time, so win-win. Alright, so let's check out what we have inside. Oh, that's a lovely mess of colors. I don't want to be picky or anything, but why are these not in color order? But I think it is just my sense of order that is being disturbed right now. I can easily just arrange these myself. But yeah, we have 1 layer, 2 layers, and 3 layers of fineliners, I think. Yeah, 3 layers. As we can see, these are actually arranged in some kind of color order. So maybe this top layer was 2, but maybe the pens have been moving around in the shipping, I don't know. So here we have the fineliner itself. It got a triangular shape, so it is a little more nice and ergonomical to hold in your hand. And we have this fine little nib, and yeah, it only says Arteza Fineliner 0.4 on it. It doesn't say any color name or anything. Hello, hi, it is I from the future. I received these pens a while ago and it seems like they have actually changed the design since. The pens themselves looks a little different, less cheap to be honest, and they have also added color codes on them, which is great. They are also called Inkonic fineliners now, but it is basically the same, I think. Okay, let's get on with the video. I will be swatching in this Arteza mixed media pad. I tried to arrange them in some kind of color order. It isn't perfect, but it is a little better, I think. I have to say that they are actually quite nice and juicy. I usually love swatching my art supplies, but I'm kind of bored of this already. Let's just speed through it. So yeah, there we have them. It isn't the most beautiful swatch I've ever made, but I got a little impatient halfway through, so yeah, it looks like nice and vibrant colors. It was only one that was dried out. It isn't great, but we have 101 other pens to use, so... So when drawing or coloring with a fineliner, you can of course just do it like you're drawing with a marker, like a zero, but as you can see, it takes a little time to fill up an area, and this is of course something you can do if you're filling up smaller areas, but larger areas it will take you a lot of time and a lot of ink. So one of the techniques that I like to use is called hatching, and it is just drawing lines next to each other like so, and you can do it as sparse or as dense as you want to. And as you can see, I've already filled up a bigger area than when I was just using like regular strokes. And it also takes a lot less time, and this way you will also get some very interesting textures. And then another technique that I like to use is called cross hatching, and it is basically the same as this one, but you are crossing the lines instead of just making them in one direction. I like to use this technique for shading since, as you can see, the lines are a little denser, so they appear a little darker. And that is also a good way to fill up an area with colors, but without using as much ink as in this technique. And another technique that I also like to use is what I call sloppy cross-hatching, and it is just basically scribbling back and forth with a pen like this. It takes a little longer time to fill up an area, but I really like the texture that you get. It is kind of like I'm doing these little boxes that are overlapping each other in different directions. So yeah, you can do it with denser strokes or with sparser strokes, and you will get different kinds of effects. And then of course you have scribbling, and that is just basically going in any direction that you want to fill up the area. And you can do sharper lines or softer lines. It is all depending on what kind of texture you're looking for. And then another thing that you can do, which is not really my favorite, mainly because it takes a lot of time, but it is Pointillism, I think, when you're doing like little, points or dots. And you can make the dots denser or sparser, which gives you a really nice texture. You can get this kind of shaded effect. Yeah, that is one way you can do it. And then you can get some really cool effects by using different colors. Using that technique will give you kind of like a gradient from purple to red. Yeah, you just have to play around with it and find out what works for you, what texture or look you're going for. That are some of the ways that you can use a fine liner, so let's try to make some art. Also, I just want to mention real quick that I have finally opened my shop over at redbubble.com. So if you would like to get my art as art prints or maybe a shirt, why not a shower curtain, then head over to my shop and have a look. I hope you can find something that you like. I will have the link down in the description box below and also over there, I think. I appreciate all the support that you guys give me, even by watching this video and being subscribed to my channel. You're supporting me, so thank you. I thought I wouldn't have to rearrange the pens, but I don't know, I just find it more practical having them in some sort of color order. I also find it very satisfying arranging art supplies. I did it all the time when I was little. I guess I just have a thing for sorting things. Yeah, anyway, here you see me making the sketch in Procreate, and I think I've said it before, but I can say it again. I am so grateful for this little tablet. I know it is just material things, but it has really made the whole sketch and drawing process a lot easier for me. I can sit down wherever I like to and take my time with it, and it will automatically save the drawing as a time-lapse video, so I can still share it with you guys even when I'm not physically recording it with my camera. And yeah, then I traced the sketch over to the Arteza mixed media paper, the same as I was using before, and I also erased the graphite lines a bit so that they won't show through too much. Yeah, I have this girl here with a bunch of leaves and feathers around her head, and it is actually inspired from an old art piece of mine. I tend to do that when I don't really know what to draw. I search for inspiration in my older art. Sometimes you had a good idea, but maybe you couldn't execute them that well at that time, so it is fun to give it another try. Anyway, I found it a little difficult in the beginning to start on this drawing. I've noticed that I'm always a little cautious in the beginning when using art supplies or techniques that I'm not 100% used to. I've been drawing with fine liners before, but it was a while ago, and it is like it's not only your hand or wrist that needs to warm up, but also your brain. So I am a little slow in the beginning, planning my next move very carefully, where to put the shading and where to put that line, but when I got more comfortable knowing what I was doing, I worked a lot faster with more confidence, and I guess that is how most people are, but it is just interesting sometimes to analyze your work pattern. You can learn a lot from it. I did use some different techniques, but I mostly used regular hatching and a little bit of cross hatching, and I really like doing art like this. I don't know why I don't make it more often, but also I tend to never stick to just one art supply or technique, so it is fun doing something like this every once in a while. It is a very relaxing process and I love the textures. And these Arteza fineliner pens were pretty great. They worked perfectly for a project like this. The only thing that I noticed though is that I could really have used some sort of color names or color codes on the pens. I often confused and mixed up the colors, so I had to scribble on a separate piece of paper to compare the colors, since some of them looked very similar when just looking at the cap. But it is great that they have actually updated the pens with color codes. I think it just shows that they are willing to strive for better products. I am really happy with this green and purple color scheme. I can't help but combine my two favorite colors when I get the chance. I think they complement each other so well. I also tried to add in some warmer tones too, like this yellowish green and some yellow for her earrings and necklace. And I was thinking of maybe making the tips of the feathers yellow or orange instead of pink and purple. I think that would have been really nice with this color scheme. But I also try to not make it look too rainbowy, you know. It is pretty with a lot of colors, but it can also give a very nice effect when limiting the colors. And you may have noticed that for some of the shading, like the one under her chin for example, I have kind of outlined the shadow. I first draw a line where I want the shadow to be, and then I fill it in with a hatching. I just think it looks nice to get a crisp line where the shadow ends. It adds more contrast, I think, and it also looks good too, of course. I think the more you play around with an art medium, you will find your ways of using them. There is really no right or wrong. Yeah, I had a lot of fun making this little forest elf girl with these Arteza fineliners. I really should do this more often. It is so relaxing and fun. And I noticed that the girl has a bit of a manga art style to her. I think it is mainly because of the eyes and the thick eyeliner, but she's so cute. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out the links below for more awesome art supplies, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome art, or yeah, maybe decent at least. Let me know if you have any requests for what you would like to see on this channel in the future. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I will see you next time. Keep drawing, my happy cats. Bye!